Hey COOGs, I'm Becky Jewell, one of your Global Campus Advisors. Today, I want to take a moment to explain to you the program planning worksheet. You first received this worksheet in your welcome email. It would have been embedded in that email. If you've met with your advisor in semester since your initial advising session, you've received an updated copy of this planning worksheet. You and your advisor use this planning worksheet every semester to see what courses have been satisfied and help plan what classes you have left to take. So if we look at this planning worksheet, you'll see that it is divided into sections. First, we have the University Common Requirements, or UCOR. Next, you're going to see the writing portfolio requirement and whether this graduation requirement has been satisfied or is still required. And then we're going to move on to your College of Business requirements, beginning with Amplifier Program, which is going to reflect your specific path. So either the tiered student or Crimson Pathway. Next, you'll find your admission to major requirements. And then the lower division business requirements, followed by business core requirements. Your major requirements. Now I'm working with a marketing major worksheet for this example, but your specific major coursework will always fall beneath the business core requirements. Then you're going to see the upper division business electives listed and additional College of Business requirements. And then you may or may not see the international experience requirement section listed at the bottom. Every worksheet or some worksheets might be a little bit different. So you might not see that specific section. However, you should see this international experience piece in red here next to the upper division business electives, since we do try to double dip that experience with an upper division business elective if you're using courses to satisfy that requirement. There are different ways to satisfy the international experience requirement. So you can select the link on your worksheet right here. And if you're on an older worksheet, it'll still be towards the bottom right-hand side of your worksheet to view a list of eligible courses and learn more about how to satisfy the IER requirement. So looking at this worksheet as a whole, you'll see that the requirement listed on the far left-hand side in column A is going to tell you what the requirement is. So for the UCOR, this may give you a broad category of knowledge that you're trying to fulfill or satisfy. But if we drop down to the major requirements, for the most part, you're going to have a specific course listed here that you need to satisfy. Column B is going to provide information about that requirement. Sometimes, as in the case with UCOR classes, column B will provide like a search code to help you find a course that will satisfy the requirement. But if we look more at your major specific coursework, column B is going to list the prerequisites necessary before you're able to take that course. Okay. Column C is the credit needed column, and it reflects the number of credits a course is worth. If there is no number in that column, then you have satisfied the requirement. So if we look at Butch T. Cougar here, we'll see that they have satisfied, for instance, econs and BA 100 already, either through transfer work or classes taken at WSU. That's why no number appears in that column. By the time you're ready to graduate, this credit needed column should be a bit of a ghost town, should be nothing there, okay? Okay, now if you're working with an older planning worksheet, maybe you haven't met with your advisor for a semester or two, you really need to be using this planning worksheet in combination with the academic progress report to go through and delete the credits in the column for courses that you have completed. So please watch the academic progress report video that is available on your BA 102 assignment to learn more about using your academic progress report. So again, if there's no number in column C, you have either satisfied that requirement, or I'm sorry, if there is a number in column C, you still have to satisfy that requirement. But if there is still a number in that column, you either still need to complete that course or update your planning worksheet based on courses taken at WSU. Okay, column D shows how you have or will satisfy that requirement. So for example, most of your requirements list the specific requirement that you need, right? So you have to take, for instance, BA 211, and column D lists BA 211. However, there are some instances here where there are many courses in which can satisfy this specific requirement. So for instance, we see Math 201 listed in column A as the requirement. However, in column D, you can see here that there are multiple options for satisfying that requirement. And that happens in several instances on the worksheet. For your communication proficiency, you could take either COM 102 or HD 205. And more specifically for your social sciences or humanities courses, you have a big list of courses to choose from that will satisfy those criteria. Okay, and then if we look at the very last column on the worksheet, this is going to be really, really useful for when you're creating your grad plan for BA 102. So in this column, you're going to find the course length, schedule, and rotation. So this is where you're going to look to see if a course is a 7-week accelerated course, in which it's and whether it's a first session or a second session course, or if it's a 16-week course. Okay, no, it isn't typically listed down here or at the very top of the worksheet. UCOR classes and additional College of Business courses are typically 16-week classes since they're outside the College of Business. Any course taught by the College of Business is going to be a 7-week accelerated course running either first or second session. And this is really important to pay attention to when you're making your grad plan. It's best to try to evenly distribute those 7-week accelerated courses. For instance, you may want to take 2 first session 7-week courses and 2 second session 7-week courses, or 1 first session and 1 second session. So if you decided to take 2 first session classes and 2 second session classes, that's 4 classes, and at 3 credits each, that makes for a full-time credit load. However, you definitely you want to avoid taking 3 first session 7-week courses and 1 second session 7-week course, if at all possible, since the accelerated classes demand more time outside of class, and that's going to make for a really difficult and time-consuming and sort of awful semester. Also very, very, very useful when you're making your grad plan is to check the last column next to your major specific coursework. So again, I am dealing with marketing here, but you can look at your specific worksheet next to your major specific coursework and you will find the same information. Here, not only will you see that a class is 7-week first session or second session, you will also notice that it tells you when these classes are offered. Almost all major specific courses are offered on a yearly course rotation, meaning they're only offered once a year. So this is very important when you're making a long-term plan to know whether a course is only offered in the spring, summer in some cases, or fall, okay? So this is really important as you are planning out your long-term plans. Okay, and then if we scroll down to the very bottom of the worksheet, we're going to see that there are some cells here that are going to calculate credits for you. So if you're a student with transfer credit, this information under the transfer credit will have already been updated for you by your advisor, unless you have gone and taken some courses outside of WSU or at another institution. Then please let your advisor know that you have taken courses outside of the institution. But these cells reflect just lower and upper division transfer credits and then the total. And then same thing for WSU, lower division, upper division, and then the total taken at WSU. So what happens here is we take the total number of transfer credits and the total number of WSU credits, and these two totals make the total credits earned. So all of your transfer credits plus all of the credits you've taken at WSU equals this total credits earned column. So we take the total number of credits that you have earned and add that to the total of credits that you still need to take at WSU to earn your degree. And those two are added together to see the complete number of credits that you will earn by the time you graduate, okay? And this is a really important number to know because if you remember way back to your initial advising appointment, your advisor spoke to you about needing 120 credits in order to graduate from WSU. That is a graduation requirement. So we want to make sure that this number is over 120, at or above 120. Okay, and of those 120 credits, we also want to make sure that you have 40 upper division credits. Okay, this Excel sheet will also automatically tally those upper division credits for you. That's why we section out lower division and upper division down in these cells here, so that when we add upper and lower division, it will automatically calculate those upper division credits. Okay. Okay, so let me show you how to update this if you are going through and trying to keep track for yourself. So let's say that Butch decides to take an upper division class. So say he takes Marketing 360 and he's updating his planning worksheet using his academic progress report. So he can go in and say, okay, I took Marketing 360, and he can delete the number 3 in that column. Then he can come down to WSU credits and add 3 to the upper division. So because it was an upper division class, we'll see that 3 automatically comes over and lets us know that he has now taken 3 upper division credits, and everything adds up for Butch. So that's how you can keep track of everything as you are using this worksheet in conjunction with your academic requirements report every single term here at WSU. Okay, it is important that you are tracking your progress. The advisors at WSU Global are here to help and support you in your journey. However, ultimately, it's your education and it is your responsibility to make sure that all degree requirements are met. So if you ever have questions about your planning worksheet or any information you see in your academic progress report, please reach out to your advisor. Okay, well, thanks for joining me to learn more about the planning worksheet. I hope you find the information helpful as you create your grad plans. Have a great day and go Cougs.